everyone. Welcome back to another lecture on professional skills. I'm Dr. Shivi Singh from the School of Liberal Arts, Bennett University. Now, in the previous lectures, we have covered how one can harness critical thinking skills, identify one's strengths, weaknesses, available opportunities, counter threats, create career roadmaps, and become a good leader in order to excel in professional life. Now remember, the core of professional skills is to develop the dynamic capacity to work well with others. Now, in today's lecture, we will cover another essential skill that we all need to cultivate in order to succeed in life. That is presentation. Now, let us begin with the basics of presentation. There are three key elements of good presentation. First, content. Second, organization. And the third, delivery. Your audience needs an interesting and appropriate content in order to pay attention, especially at the start of a presentation. Now, logical organization helps you to retain your audience's attention. They need to be able to follow your train of thoughts and predict where you are going with your ideas. Delivery is also important, as your own engagement with the information helps your audience engage. Now let us engage with each element carefully. The first one, content. Content deals with the substance of your presentation. Your ideas and information should be original and significant. Use accepted and relevant research sources in your research and reference those sources as needed. Now, this is a subtle form of inter- and intra-generational cooperation. Without such feature, we will not be able to motivate others to work with us. For the same, offer a clear analysis that's comprehensive and concise at the same time. Strive for the right amount of information for your audiences, as it needs to be presented in an allotted time. Now make sure that your content is relevant to your audience so that they understand immediately why they should pay attention to your presentation. Now, Gary Reynolds, in his book Presentation Zen, Simple Ideas on Presentation Design and Delivery, identifies characteristics of presentation content that create what he calls success. Now they are, first, simplicity. It reduces information to key points and essential meanings. Unexpectedness. It poses questions, offers interesting statistics, makes the audience aware that they have a gap in their knowledge and then fill that gap. Concreteness. It uses specific language, provide real-life examples. Credibility. To use sources, facts, statistics to back up your content. Deliver information confidently. Know your information well. Emotions, to engage your audience to feel something about your content. Stories, use examples and illustrations to create a story element to the presentation. And finally, to make your content effective, repeat the key informations throughout your presentation. A memory research pioneer, German psychologist Hermann Ebbinghaus, found that we forget approximately 50% of new information within 18 minutes. Now, with retention falling to 35% after a week. However, Ebbinghaus also discovered that repetition of new information at key intervals can change this trajectory, a discovery known as the spacing effect. Therefore, work repetition in your presentation content. Now, moving on to organization. Good organization requires clear beginning, middle, and end. Link your ideas logically throughout the presentation to lead to an ending that resolves the problem or summarizes the situation you presented at the start. If you're presenting based on a formal report or proposal, you may want to follow the order of a longer written document. But you don't have to, as long as you include your main ideas. It's up to you to determine your presentation's organization based on your audience's purpose. Now, strive for clear transition between individual points, slides, and topics. Now, the third element, that is delivery. Delivery involves a range of factors ranging from body language and word choice to vocal variety. A good presenter has a passion for the subject and an ability to convey and perhaps elicit that emotion in the audience. Audience engagement through eye contact, facial expression, gestures, or even vocal tone contributes to an effective presentation. Now, delivery also deals with the confidence and professionalism with which you deliver the presentation. Hesitations like and other types of vocal fumbling will distract your audience, while a clear, confident presentation helps to engage them. Now, these are the key elements of how you should prepare your presentation. In addition to those, one important aspect to be factored in while making your presentation is your audience. Now, audiences pay close attention to messages that affect their own values, beliefs, and well-being. Listeners approach speeches with one question: why is this important to me? Your listener will hear and judge what you say on the basis of what they already know and believe. Now, you must relate your message to your listener, show how it is pertinent to them, explain why they should care about it as much as you do. Also, audiences have relatively short attention spans and often decide whether or not to give you their attention within the first minute or so of the presentation. Now, these audience characteristics lay a groundwork for presentation strategies, starting with and continuing a story, engaging attention with an interesting statistic, and more. Now, the points to remember is that you need to make a conscious, reasoned decision about ways to engage your audience. Strive for following presentation basics: conciseness, clarity, connection with audience. Now, to conclude, a good presentation is a blend of well-structured content, clear organization, confident delivery, and a genuine engagement. Each time you present, you have an opportunity to influence, inspire, and inform others. Now, I would like to suggest you all a very fun activity called Pitch Perfect. Sell your product. All of you come up with an imaginary product or a service, something fun, futuristic, or even a little crazy, and then present it to the class as if you're trying to sell it. The idea is to make your presentation engaging, persuasive, and entertaining, just like a product pitch. Now, think of products like a pen that records your thoughts, a watch that maybe freezes time, or even a robot that completes your homework. Now, that's a good one, right? Now, your challenge is to engage your audience through strong content, clear organization, and powerful delivery. Remember, the more creative and original, the better. Thank you.